Welcome back to We Like That podcast.
Because we like that. I'm Joe.
And I'm Calvin.
And welcome back.
We Like That podcast.
How was your week, Calvin?
Same as usual. Not much happened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My week was interesting. There was some drama for your mama in the work situations. But other than that, okay.
Okay. Guess it was an eventful week for you.
Okay. So.
What happened at work, Javon?
You don't care. I'm moving into Dat Happened. You ready?
Sure. That happened with Joe. Skip up.
It is sports theme because for whatever reason, a lot of drama's coming out of sports. So which one do you want to hear about first? We've got a second round draft pick who may or may not have been groomed. We also have a pedophile volleyball player who's going to the Olympics.
Let's get the easiest one out the way first, the pedophile.
Okay. There is a Dutch volleyball player who's headed to the Olympics by the name of Steven van de Velde, I believe, of the Netherlands. He was convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl 10 years ago. He is like 28, 29 right now. So he was in his late teens when this happened and this all went down. Allegedly, this was a situation where they met online and he flew out to the UK to see her. And bad things then happened, unfortunately, to this person. And then he got arrested. He got arrested and charged, and he actually served a year in the UK and then was extradited back to the Netherlands where they promptly released him. So he was supposed to serve a 10-year, was it 10 years? A longer sentence. He was supposed to serve, I think around 4 years, but he only served one. And then he went about his business. And now he's going to be playing for the Netherlands in the Olympics. And a lot of people are like, what kind of precedent does this set? Some people are saying that it's showing a flagrancy in terms of who's allowed to play and who's not. There was another track star, this black woman from the States who was disqualified the last Olympic go-around because she had smoked weed. But this man fully raped somebody and he's allowed to play. Other people are like, minors come to the Olympics to also represent their countries. How do we show them that they're safe if we're saying we value sports over their safety? What do you think?
I think the racer name was Shy Richardson, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Who popped for weed and wasn't allowed to race. He did his time.
That is definitely what the Netherlands Olympic Committee said. They were like,
jacked up as it was, he did his time.
He got convicted. He served his time. They feel he's rehabilitated. They said that they have had several meetings with him, and they feel like they don't see any intention in the future for him to become a pedophile again.
It's easy to see no intention because he's in a room with a bunch of adults. So there's what you're gonna learn from doing that. Also, if they don't want to do there, just tell the Netherlands they can't. That volleyball team, they can't come.
So apparently the Olympic Committee is saying that it's up to the regional committees to make that determination. And because the Netherlands Committee is like, he's fine. There's nothing else that they can do, allegedly.
Okay, if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at England. They deported him.
They let him be. Well, their country is allowed to let them extradite.
Extradited him.
Because he wasn't a citizen. They couldn't really hold him.
Yeah, they could. He committed a crime in their country.
And he served the year. He served the obligatory year.
That's what I'm saying.
Before extradition, and then his country decided, yeah, you can go free.
That's what I'm saying. Blame England.
Okay.
They gave him a slap on the wrist and let him go.
It does bring to mind how America views crime and how the rest of the world views crime. I think we had this discussion before. Were we both watching it? We were watching a documentary about how prisons operate in other countries, basically. And especially in the Netherlands, Sweden, that area, their view on confinement for their criminals is completely rehabilitatory. So they serve their time. They try to make their time as impactful, meaningful for them to rehabilitate and learn. But they're not treated like animals.
They're actually trying to rehabilitate
there's
them.
an active intention to
making it a
them.
system to where the more bodies that are in jail, the more money they make.
Right. It's not a commercialized system of slavery over there. So for a lot of them, they have the same mindset of like, well, yeah, he did something wrong. He got convicted. He served his time. I don't understand the issue, but it's also pedophilia. It's a child that's also involved. There has also been discourse where like people are saying we need to hear both we need to hear both sides of the story. I'm laughing because that's ridiculous because he was like 18, 19 and that girl was 12.
I love how
They're like he was a teenager. He had his whole life ahead of him. I'm like he still chose to be with a child.
I love how the adults can escape so much culpability from a minor, even if the minor's in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I've had young girls, I guess, hit on me. That didn't mean I went and slept with them.
I got more questions now. I have more questions.
Or
You're telling me you had to field the advances of 12-year-olds?
No, not that young. Like high schoolers. You know you got those girls that like to make faces and shit.
I got more questions. When did this happen? Recently?
No, this is a long time ago.
Oh, so you were in what, your 20s, and these were high schoolers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, even when in high school,
why were you around high schoolers?
I'm at the mall.
How do you know they're high schoolers then? They're saying that?
I just assumed they were high schoolers.
This comparison that you're making is very dangerous and weird. But okay.
What I'm saying is, just because you're he said he was in a situation where the 12-year-old came on to him, right?
Online.
It doesn't matter.
But I'm saying in your example of how you went through something apparently similar, that it's not the same context. You were running into these people in real life. He struck up this conversation with somebody online, and it was like a long distance thing, and then he went to see her, and all that stuff went down.
Yeah, he went to see her. She was 12.
Yeah.
That's when you get back in your car and you leave.
No, but he knew she was 12 when he headed that way.
Okay, then.
You're making a face they can't see.
My point is, he was still the adult. He knew better.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He knew better. So, even in high school, if you had like 2 years younger than me, it was too much for me.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So he's actually gone on record to say that, like, while he understands what he did is going to be unforgivable for a lot of people, the people closest to him have given him a second chance. They have forgiven him. He understands because he is going to be in such a prominent limelight, being in the Olympics, this story is going to keep coming up over and over again. And he hopes that people understand that he's fully rehabilitated.
No, he's not.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If you can know the age of the person and still fly over to do what you want to do,
yeah,
you don't give two damns.
He blames his youth. He says it was a regretful thing he did in his teen years because he's 29 now.
I was young. I knew sticking my penis in somebody 12, me being 18, was nothing that should happen ever.
It is.
I knew better.
It is scary. Anywho, so that's going on with that part of the Olympics. Additionally, there's a corner of the internet that's very upset that the men's basketball team from the U.S. is all black men. They feel like it's further erasure of white people from sports. And I think that is hysterical, honestly, in my perspective. That is hilarious. They're really out here being like, really? There's no white players that are good? And it's like, yeah.
No.
Yes.
There's no top white dudes in the top 30 best basketball
That's
players
exactly
in the
what
NBA.
they're saying. Yeah. They're like, what about Djokovic?
Who?
There's some Serbian who
He's, first of all,
apparently it looks like he hates basketball.
First of all,
Jovovic? I don't know.
He's not American. Number one.
Exactly. Number
Let's
one.
Start
Number
there.
one. He's not from here.
Number two, he's playing for his country already.
Additionally, yep.
So let's just start.
But they're like, you couldn't get Jovovic? No.
No, we couldn't.
You have to be a U.S. citizen.
Exactly.
He didn't give up his citizenship. What do you mean?
And he's already going to the Olympics for Serbia, I think, or whatever, whoever his team is.
But either way, his country is not America.
Exactly.
He literally just works here. That's it. That's all. That's it. He just works here.
I find it whatever. There hasn't been a white person on a basketball team for years, probably decades.
Larry Bird. People are with white knuckles holding on to the Larry Bird hope, and now they feel like with did you see who's going on for the women's team, the women's basketball team?
No.
There are white girls on the women's basketball team, but they feel like that's not enough.
No.
They feel like it's still overpowered by all the black people on
They don't. No, they don't like the white woman that's on the team. No, they don't like the white woman that's on the team. They want they all great.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. They don't. It's not that there's no white females on the team.
No, they didn't say that there's not. They said it wasn't enough.
They don't like the white women on the team.
That's true.
That's the problem.
That's true. They probably don't even know these women's names. Very true.
Exactly. There's been white women on the female Olympic teams for every year, I think. Numerous ones.
Mm-hmm. But nobody cared until recently.
Yeah.
Now it's a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Now it's a problem. Outside of that, the roundup are sports that happened. Kyle Lipakowski, I believe is his name. He's a second round pick for the basketball draft that happened earlier this week. He is now going to be number 32 for the Utah Jazz.
The way you talk about sports is hilarious. You
Why?
talk about sports like a woman that has no idea what sports is.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm confused. Why? I'm just introducing the name. What's wrong?
He was just introducing this year's
he was second round pick.
Second round pick for this basketball
draft.
Basketball draft.
What's wrong?
It's the NBA draft.
Aren't all of these correct words? These are correct words.
NBA draft.
Whatever.
You can just say the NBA draft.
Then you say it. Go ahead.
I'm just saying you can say he was in the second round for NBA draft.
NBA basketball. It's the same thing.
You don't have to say NBA basketball. Just say NBA. You don't have to say basketball. Just say NBA. I think most people know what the NBA is.
Whatever. He was a second round pick for the draft. Okay.
He was picked number 32.
He was picked number 32. He went to the Utah Jazz, and there's been some speculation over whether or not he was dropped from the first round picks because of his girlfriend scenario or because of his actual technique as an athlete. So if you don't know, this guy named Kyle is dating this woman who is significantly older than him. He is like 19, 20, and this woman is 28, 29. Allegedly, she was his babysitter when he was younger, and then they got into a romantic relationship.
So she was looking at them balls since he's been little.
The big deal came out when people discovered that he took her to his senior prom the same year that she graduated college. So people were like, what's happening there? And then it further came out online from his brother and his mom that he does not have a good standing relationship with his immediate family, and that he may have allegedly been isolated from them by when he joined his girlfriend's religion, which happens to be Mormon.
Seems like his mom and brother made it more of a scene than it was.
You don't think it was that big of a scene?
No.
So a lot of people are tripping over the fact that there's this age difference is there.
If this was
that
a
this
man
age difference
with
is
a
huge.
woman, no one would care until something happened.
No, I think if it was the same ages, I think they would also care.
Not until something happened.
I think they would also care. But I mean, it's also part of the fact is there was so much focus on her is because of the draft. There's for whatever reason, there's a lot of focus on the girlfriends of these players that are coming in from the draft. I don't know why. If even me, who doesn't follow sports whatsoever, I know that most of them don't stay with these girls. They don't stay with these girlfriends, so I don't understand.
No one cares.
They end up getting married to somebody else down the line. So it's very interesting.
It's more of the public looking for these women. No one else cares.
It's very interesting, especially when you hear all the gold digger accusations that get flung around. But in her particular case, they were, as people were looking into her, they were like, wait a minute. She says she was babysitting him back when he was younger and she was younger. And they have this age gap. And then they went through her socials because for whatever reason, people just be keeping receipts of this stuff online all the time. They found an old photo of her from when she was still in high school saying that she was visiting cousins, and he's in the picture. So then they were like, is this also his cousin? What's going on? So there's been a lot of talk around the girlfriend. And some people are claiming that because of all of the PR chaos that's happening around the girlfriend, It's what knocked him out of the first draft running.
No.
Calvin did not watch him at all or anything, but yeah.
No. I'll say it had little to do with that. If anything, I'll say little. The reason he fell is because the position he plays, they normally get Europeans to play that position. That's what they do. If you look at the first couple of picks in the lottery for that position, they're mainly Euros.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, apparently he had a good freshman year, and if he came out his freshman year, he would have actually been a lottery pick. Mm-hmm. He decided not to. Right. So he didn't listen to his, I guess, his
advisors or whatever.
Advisor or what you call it, dude. His manager. His agent. He didn't listen to the agent to come out. So normally what players do, and especially in high school, if you have really good in high school, they normally don't go to college. They just enter the draft and get draft high.
I thought there was a clause that they had to go to at least a year of college or something crazy.
That's been dismissed by now. Oh. It's been dismissed. So they do that. The reason they do that because they don't want to go to college and then they find flaws in your game. Now you fall in the draft. So he had a good enough freshman year to possibly get drafted
as a lottery pick.
Instead of
I knew lottery pick.
Instead of going to the pros, he decided to stay for another year, his sophomore year.
So some people are speculating that the girlfriend was saying that. The girlfriend wanted him to wait.
Then that's his stupidity.
Okay, no one's questioning his reasoning. They're questioning her relationship with him.
And what I'm saying to you is, that's his stupidity for listening to her and not coming out.
Mm-hmm. You say stupidity, but a lot of people are saying naivety.
Either or, however you want to word it. So he went back to school for a sophomore year. I guess they found flaws in his game. Then he got injured. So now,
but apparently it wasn't a serious injury.
But you're still coming off injury, and the fact that you saw that this one dude talk about it, he didn't really. His tryouts weren't that good.
Yeah, apparently
weren't that impressive.
During the tryouts, there was nothing that stood out, unfortunately.
Okay, so if he went the year before, he probably wouldn't have had to try out.
Okay,
and it just would have had to go on what they saw at Duke on film.
And called it at that point.
Yeah, but his sophomore year, he had to go try out because he probably got injured, and they wanted to see how he was moving on that knee or whatever the injury was.
Mm-hmm.
He went and tried out. He didn't look that good. That's why he fell.
So my question then becomes: how much of his talent is also based on the fact that he's so tall? Because he's one of the tallest.
Could be a lot.
Okay.
It just depends on how good he is, I guess. How good he is.
So the other thing that people are talking about is the fact that he got drafted to the Utah Jazz because Utah is where a lot of Mormons are settled. There's a lot of their religion, the new Church of New Latter-day Saints religion is based out of the move they made to Utah back in the day. So people were like, that's very interesting that his girlfriend is a Mormon and he's moving basically to like a Mormon state to play.
I guess, but at the same time too, I would say Utah doesn't have a problem selling tickets. I don't think.
There's nothing out there, so I would imagine that they don't have a problem selling tickets.
But maybe he's there to get their ticket sales up with Mormons. I don't know.
So I wonder if the story's going to expand though, because it became very evident that his immediate family and him don't have a good relationship. One of the issues apparently also around him is that he's not good at interviews. I don't know how much that weighs into your technicality.
That weighs in a lot.
Why?
For some teams, because now they can't market you.
They can't commercialize you?
Yeah, if you can't talk.
But you're on the team.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you're not a superstar, they just can't market you because you're NBA talent.
So there's never been an NBA talent who sucked on the mic but played fantastically on the court? There's never been one?
I'm not saying there's not guys who aren't as articulate.
Okay.
But
they want a full package.
I think that's more about the interview with the team They're trying to see where your head at.
Okay.
If you're really into basketball, or
Okay.
you got a good work ethic,
Okay.
and all that other stuff. I don't, and then how marketable you are. I think that's more to do with that than anything else.
Apparently, he wasn't very good on the mic, and when he was asked questions about his family, it was like a stutter stop situation.
So pretty much they were trying to figure out what his head was at for basketball, and they didn't like some of the answers he was given.
There's also allegations that Duke was aware of potential grooming happening with said girlfriend, and they just kind of slid it under the rug.
What is Duke supposed to do?
I don't know.
And two, he's a star player on their team.
But
they're not going to do anything.
Allegedly, they kept all of that under wraps. Like the girl he was dating, what the age difference was. They kept a lot of that under wraps. Allegedly. So
it's like I said, it wasn't a big deal until the mom and brother started making hoopla on the internet.
So the mom and the brother didn't start talking until other people were making it hoopla.
That's what I'm saying. When they started talking, then they gave more credence to what was going on.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
And now, it got to be a lot of truth too, because now the mom and the brother are saying something, and they don't like the girl, so it got to be true now.
Well, so
I think if the mom and brother didn't say anything, it'd still be speculation.
No, because the hoopla that was coming out was the age difference, which is not speculation. It's easily confirmed because everybody lives online.
I don't.
So that was the biggest thing, but everything else, definitely, I would say definitely the brother for sure added a lot more elements to the story that wasn't there previously. The mom just confirmed the age. That's all she really did.
I just think whatever. I just think it had little to do with anything.
Here's my other question though. Predatory practices to land a professional athlete. I don't think those are very policed in the first place.
If he wasn't who he was, no one would care.
Yeah.
So let's just stop acting like we care. We only care because he's some dude that got a lot of money now.
Yeah.
And we're mad that the old woman did some some old man stuff.
And it's successful.
It was successful.
It
sounds like a lot of hating young girls. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, okay, so do you think that he could genuinely just have fallen in love with this person and they're just living their lives?
Oh, I don't have no qualms that she probably groomed him.
Oh.
I'm not saying that didn't happen.
Oh.
I'm saying to stop acting like we care.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad I put it in that happened then, since you have that opinion. So, all right.
No, but the people who are doing all this hoopla on the internet, they don't care.
One, you didn't see any of the hoopla. This is me telling you.
Yeah.
Two, again, the hoopla was around the ages. For whatever reason.
See, that's what I'm saying. They don't care that she possibly groomed him. They just care about the age.
But what I'm saying right now is society's consciousness around age gap relationships, for whatever reason, is peaking at an all-time high right now. There's a lot more people that jump into conversations around the moral ambiguity of being in an age gap relationship than ever before, for some reason.
I think it's just emotional. I can't think of the word I want to use.
Okay.
Anger. I don't think the anger is from a place of caring.
Okay. I think you equate caring with action, and because there's no action, you're like,
exactly.
We're just talking.
Yeah, I don't think
there's nothing else happening.
Yeah, I just think it's from a place of whatever.
The only other thing that I would argue is that
they just want to get something in the news.
All of the talking does tend to promote some sort of action.
Okay.
So I find it I did find it interesting, but that's all I got for that happened. Unless you magically have something else.
Nope.
Okay, do you want to move over to our Worth the Watch, which is the pole show, or do you want to talk about our other shows?
Let's get the ridiculous pole dance show out the way.
What's the name of the pole show?
Pole dance.
All right. Calvin found this show on Tubi, favorited it so that I could find it later. He chose all of this and then got mad when I wanted to watch it.
Because I knew it was bullshit.
It was exactly that, because I was waiting to see like them go through different trials. No, it's literally a movie. It's about a little over an hour where you see contestants, strippers come out and dance, and you don't find out who won at all.
Seems like they wanted to do a 1 hour pole dancing.
It was like a pole review.
Like a strip club pole dancing show.
Except there was no structure.
You said a review?
Yeah, review.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
When it was like, say you had an all-star, like the Motown 5 all-star show. That's pretty much what this was.
Except these were up and comers. So these weren't all-stars. Was the other thing. These were all up and comers.
So the host name is Lucky Hustler.
And allegedly she's the best she's the best of the bunch.
Apparently.
We never see her dance.
Never. It seems like she was trying to be Vanna White.
Okay.
And whoever else she saw ever do
hosting.
All in one.
I agree with that. I'll agree with that.
She was doing too much. At times she was doing not enough. At other times, I don't know what the hell she was doing. But that's pretty much what I got from her.
If you want to watch an hour and a half of strippers just dancing on a pole, this is a good show for you. This is a great show for you.
That's pretty much what it is.
She was like, "Welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to the judges." They pan over to 3 people and literally just show the title judges, and then they go right back into it. We never know their names.
We don't even know the judge's name. I have names for them. I got one called Osama. I got another one called the light skinned girl, and the third one is Erykah Badu. I just gave them names, so that's their names.
It's 2 women and a guy, and you're like, okay, all right.
So
we don't find out what their credentials are or why they are the judges. Nothing. No names, no background, no nothing.
So
the dancers.
Yeah. So the first dancer we had was Nova the Truth. I say she had a mini booty.
She had mini boobs.
Mini everything.
But she could dance though.
Her dance to me was I gave her.
She didn't use the pole a whole lot.
She didn't really use the pole. I gave her a 4.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I don't even care if you use the pole or not. Really.
Okay. I did.
Because
it's called the pole dance. It's called the pole dancer.
I gave her a 4.
Okay.
What'd you give her?
I didn't even count her. I only looked at my favorites.
Okay. Okay then, cool. Ooey the Body.
Wait, that was her name?
Yeah. Ooey the Body.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I thought it was Ooey the 5 feet. And then her name is actually Ooey the Body.
Okay.
And she has a booty.
I don't remember what she did for her.
She has the most booty. To me, she had a to me, if you got a lot of booty, you making it clap.
Are you sure her name was Ooey the Body and you didn't just give her that name?
No. Okay. Her name was Ooey the Body.
Okay.
I gave her 8 because she had more jiggle.
I don't even remember.
She did a couple of things on a pole. She got 8 from me.
I don't even remember.
The next dancer is Miss Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
She had a nice booty. She had great butt muscle control.
Okay.
She used the pole a little bit,
and
I gave her 8.
Did you star any of the ones I told you to star? For me?
I'm not
to keep track?
I did even do it.
Excellent.
I'm so sorry.
Excellent.
I was too busy trying to get my thoughts together.
Who was the girl in the purple? Don't even know. All right, next on the list.
Queen. She had an okay booty. She danced okay. I gave her a 5.
I like how that's all the descriptions you have. Nothing about the outfits, nothing about the pole work, nothing about the technicality. Nice booty, you get a 5.
Yeah, I don't give 2 shits about anything.
This is a fantastic review.
Sugar Trap.
Okay, I remember her.
She had a little booty. Her dance was okay.
She did. No, her dance was phenomenal because she was the smaller of the bunch. She didn't have a lot of boob. She didn't have a lot of butt. But she was flinging herself on that pole. And she was the first one I noticed that was actually actively using the pole.
Her pole dancing was the best.
And her no, I don't think it was the best. I think Blue was the best. But anyway.
Her pole dance was good, though.
Her pole dancing was phenomenal. And they were using a static pole, which means it's not the one that rotates. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to move around. You have to push your body around on a static pole. And she was making it look super easy.
I gave her a 6.
I gave her a 10.
Pixie.
Pixie's another favorite. 10.
Another little booty.
Yes, but phenomenal pole work again.
She uses her coochie, pretty much.
She calls herself the Pussy Fairy.
Yeah, so she does a lot of coochie pops.
She was the only one that did it slow.
She shows off her vagina a lot.
But it's, I don't want to say it's sophisticated, but it came with like a style. Like she didn't move as fast as the other girls at all. She came out with confidence and a slow burn. and it was really good.
She made her coochie jiggle, and I think it winked one time.
It did, and her booty.
And I gave her a 4.
She was a 10.
I don't, whatever.
I liked it, and she actually used the pole.
Amina,
10.
Another little booty.
Another 10. Amina was flinging herself on that thing.
Dance was bad, but pole skills.
Dance was not bad.
But pole skills were better. Her pole skills
were fantastic.
Were nice.
I thought her dancing was fine.
I gave her a 4.
I gave her a 10.
Kush Chanel.
She
has a mini booty. Was good on the pole. Skills were good. I gave her a 7.
7's fair.
I actually wanted to give her like a 9.
She's really good on the pole. I'm not gonna lie.
Her pole skills
she was really good.
Ridiculous.
She was really good. I think for me, it was the look. Her overall look wasn't as polished as some of the other girls.
Yeah.
To me,
that's exactly. I gave her a 7 because she had 900 face piercings.
The piercings wasn't something that detracted for me. The outfit was what detracted for me. It looked so regular, but she was flinging herself.
The piercings took 2 points from her.
Her piercings were fine.
And she was stripping to prove her mama wrong, which made no sense.
That was a very interesting backstory.
That made no sense to me.
My mom said little booties can't get money, and I wanted to prove her wrong. That's why you got into dancing? All right.
Literally what she said.
But I liked her side hustle. She said she does nails, lashes, waxing, piercings, and tattooing.
She sucks glutes also.
I don't know what that means.
She sucks glutes.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what glutes are? Glutes are booty. Exotic.
Is that the one with the long tongue?
Yes. She has a little boy's chest.
She does not.
Yes, she does. She has no...
She doesn't have a lot of boobies.
She has no breast at all.
She does not have a little boy's chest.
When I saw her, I'm like, why is my nephew on the screen?
But guess what? You forget about it because she is flinging herself on that pole.
Her pole skills are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And dance. And
her tongue is
She has a Gene Simmons tongue. If you remember the guy from Kiss, she has like almost a serpent tongue. Like you can feel it from your seat.
And she uses this perfectly.
Professionally.
With her dance.
Absolutely.
I think she put her tongue out and it was the size and the length of the pole.
She knew what she was doing.
That's insane.
She was really good.
She got a 9 for me.
She was a 10.
And all that was mainly tongue and pole.
She was a 10.
But I did say when she first...
And her fit was cute. It wasn't something that was super overdone, but it was something that was like nicely put together. It went with the theme of everything else that she had going on. It worked really well.
But I did say, why is my nephew on that pole?
No.
Yeah. Slicks.
I don't know what this is.
Slick. No booty. Who want to see another stripper with no booty?
These are your notes?
Yes. It was another stripper with no booty. I'm so sick of this.
You can have no booty and dance.
Pole skills was the best. Her pole skills the best part of her dancing.
I don't remember Slick.
I gave her a 3.
Okay. I don't remember her.
Blue to Flame.
Yes, my favorite.
Another mini booty.
22 out of 10.
Another mini booty.
Doesn't matter.
Pole skills were great. I gave her
phenomenal.
6.
She flipped on the ground and then flipped back on the pole.
I give her 6.
She was phenomenal.
Gemini, no booty. Pole game and energy was amazing.
Well, was that the one they said was the last, but then she wasn't the last?
No, that was the last one. They thought Blue to Flame was the last one.
Oh, okay, and then Gemini came out.
Yeah. Gemini
was good, and she had a little
pole
booty.
game was so strong. This heifer started doing
sit-ups on
the pole. Like it weren't nothing.
Yeah. And I want to say most of hers was almost all pole. I think her whole performance was almost all pole.
All pole. So I noticed a trend though. All the no little booties made sure they knew how to use a pole perfect to the best of their ability. I would say that. And that's pretty much it.
So who would be your top 3?
My top 3 would be Kush Chanel.
Okay.
And then it'd be Ooey, The Body, and Miss Pressure.
I think mine is going to be Pixie, Erotic. Is it not erotic? Exotic?
Yeah.
It should be erotic. Exotic and Blue. Those are my 3.
So the judges said their best 3 were Osama said Kush.
It doesn't matter because they don't
Pressure,
choose a winner.
Trap. Light-skinned lady said
Sugar Trap.
Blue, Kush, Sugar Trap.
Yes.
And Erica Badu said Gemini, Sugar, and Kush. So all of them had Kush, pretty much one of their favorites, and Sugar.
And Blue.
Yeah. Okay.
Erica Badu actually chose 4 people. Blue was on that list.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said,
but also they don't choose a winner.
They don't. They say vote, and that was it.
And it ends. And this came out last year, so we don't know if these girls won anything.
Who the hell won? If they won anything or anything?
Did they win a prize? Was there a second level to this that they had to go through? Nothing. We don't know. But that's the end.
Yeah, but that's the end of the poll. Dancing show. I just call it the poll.
It's not called the poll, but it's pole dancing for sure.
So moving right along to our next worth the watch, I guess. MILF Manor 2, the second season.
Okay.
So if you know anything, a quick description about MILF Manor is a bunch of old ladies trying to chase young babies.
So, not babies. It's women who are in their mid-40s to close to 60, so anywhere in their 50s. And then the gentlemen that they're dating are usually in their 20s. The first season's twist was that the gentlemen that they included were the sons of the same women who were in there, so it got real gross real quick. But this season, we watched the second season instead. The twist was older gentlemen are also going to be in here.
But the older gentlemen are their fathers.
Yep.
So it's sons against their fathers for these old ass biddies. First of all, when the dudes pull up, they go boys, boys, boys. At no point did anybody say men until the old men got there.
I feel like that was production.
No, I think that's what they really meant.
I don't think so.
The ladies for this season is Barbie, who's 45. She's a former stripper turned marketing executive. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. She's super confident. Who gives 2 craps about the rest of that?
I'm not going to read the rest of that.
Christina, who's 46.
She's only 46? I thought she was 48.
She's 46. She was in a 20-year marriage that ended in divorce. I guess he cheated on her with a younger woman.
I don't know.
I'm assuming. And she's trying to find love again. Crystal, who is 48. Crystal has a tough exterior, but sweet on the inside. I'm only reading the first half of this.
I don't even know what you're reading.
I'm on the website.
Which one? TLC's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie, who is 51. She has positive energy and infectious. So she's always been popular, supposedly. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. Kelly, who's 59. She's Asian. Asian. She's Asian, right?
She's Vietnamese.
Asian. She struggles with low self-esteem growing up, but now she's in the best shape of her life and proud to be her age.
Why can't you
Tell
read?
Him, honey.
How come you can't read? What's going on?
Because I start reading words and I get tired of reading them and I just want to stop. Words bore me. Okay.
Okay.
We have Lynette. She's from North Carolina. I know that. She's 50.
Okay.
Lynette is known for her turning heads when she walks into a room. She got married at a young age and had only one partner. And once she got divorced, she started sucking and banging everybody.
That's not what it says in any way.
But that's what she said. She said
yeah,
she did.
She did say that.
And that's pretty much all the ladies for this season.
Okay. Did you get the fathers and sons?
The father and sons.
I got them if you don't got them.
Yeah, do the father and sons.
Okay.
I don't have them.
Father. First of all, we have team Christopher and Michael. Christopher is a burgeoning MMA fighter for some reason, and his father Michael. I did not know Chris was black. Chris's father is a black man
with some soup cooler lips.
His father is 6'7".
He got what's Martin's girlfriend name? He got Gina lips.
I know you're not talking, Calvin.
He got Jennifer Martin lips.
I know you are not talking.
My lips are not that big.
Calvin?
You know them? Do you know them? I shouldn't even say this. This is so messed up.
Okay, great. Don't say it then.
You know them little dolls?
Oh, you're going to say it anyway.
You know them little
you're
dolls?
You're going to say it anyway. Mr. Popos? You're saying he's a Mr. Popo?
He's a Mr. Popo.
You are so messed up. You are so messed up. I'm just saying, Kettle calling pot black.
You know his lips are way
Calvin,
twice the size
you
of
have
mine.
big lips as well.
His lips are
I don't know
twice
why
the
you
size
live
of
in a world
mine.
where you don't think this, but you do.
My lips ain't that big.
Okay, Calvin.
And I was about to say something really disgusting, but I'm keeping it to myself.
Good for you.
Moving on. Who's next?
Jacob and Ashley. Jacob and Ashley are both from England. They're both British. Honestly, Ashley's the dad. He's 54. Jacob is 23. Oh, did I give you the ages for Christopher and Michael? Christopher is 27. Michael is 51 from the first one. So now I have Jacob and Ashley. Jacob is 23. Ashley's 54. Both from England. They came out to do the thing. Jacob is hyper competitive and confident, apparently. Not really. We watched him in a show. But he runs Ironman and mud races regularly.
He cries regularly, too.
And plays semi-pro cricket. His dad, Ashley, is also active. He's a retired professional rugby player who then took time to focus on himself and bounce back from the finalization of his divorce, which was less than a year ago. And it was a 24-year marriage that he ended up not being in. So now they're both looking for love. We also
titties.
We also have Joey
Ooh.
and Anthony, the Italians. Joey's 21, Anthony's 54. They're besties. Joey apparently is a social butterfly who loves to be the center of attention. Very true. He got caught in several love triangles apparently, so that's interesting.
Are they from New Jersey by chance?
It feels like they should be, but I feel like no. I feel like they're New Yorkers.
They're like the Jersey Shore.
Anthony, his dad, is a cultured globetrotter, apparently, born in Italy and spent time living in Saudi Arabia and other countries. That feels like military to me. But anyway.
They say globetrotter. I was literally thinking about the Harlem Globetrotters when they said that.
Oh, okay, random.
I'm like, he plays basketball for the Globetrotters? What the hell?
Uh-huh. He's a passionate owner of an Italian restaurant that's been in the family forever, and he's ready to settle down 7 years after his divorce.
But you know the Globetrotters have a team of all white dudes that travel with them that they just beat up on the whole time. They call it Washington something.
Why are they the Washington anything?
Washington Generals or something
Why are
like
they
that.
Washington anything?
I have no idea.
Very interesting. It's like a dig at DC. Anyway, yeah. Miles, 24, and Stacy, 54. This is the son-father duo where they didn't have a relationship before the show. According to the son, Miles, his relationship with his dad was very toxic, and they hadn't talked since he was like 17, 18. And now he's on the show.
And they're eventually, I guess, talking now.
Yes, they do have like a come to God moment almost where they talk. It was a very... I find it very suspicious that this resolution was so quick, but Calvin was also like, it seems to be very sincere that it's very awkward between the two. So a part of the show is watching them navigate how to be father and son again, and then also them trying to find love with these older ladies.
I want to say awkward.
I
would say it was kind of like, okay, now that you're here, yeah, you're right, awkward. Now that you're here, what's going to happen?
Miles says he's drawn to mature women and he's looking for someone with an open mind. He's a vegan chef and personal trainer who likes playing basketball and goofing off. And his dad is an ambitious entrepreneurial who ended his marriage of 15 years 3 years ago. The divorce was a heavy weight for him to bear, and he hates not seeing his kids all the time, but he's hoping to find someone who appreciates his spirit.
You know what I just realized? Saying you're an entrepreneur, just saying you're in between jobs.
It is a fancy way to say, yeah.
Unemployed.
I don't work for the man. I make my own money. Yeah.
Oh, so you have nothing going on. Great.
Okay, you're broke. So we also have Sam and Darren. Sam is 24. Darren is 57. Darren came in on crutches because he hurt his hip. And Sam is his son. Sam gravitates towards older ladies because he's always been independent and even lived on his own before he was even 18. That is very sad. He's hyper competitive and says nothing gets in his way when he sees somebody he wants. And his father is a blunt, straightforward person who has joked that he'll be the contestant viewers love to hate. He's high energy, outdoors, where he's on crutches, so we don't see that. And he's looking... Why'd you do that?
I wanted to echo.
Oh my gosh. And he's looking for somebody who can keep up with him. He recently had
He has one leg. It's easy.
He had a divorce and a subsequent breakup from a fiance. Exactly.
Seems like
think
he was
back.
Cheating. And that's why all that happened.
Very interesting. That's all of them. I feel like there's another set. There's the next set that we just saw. The nephew and
But
uncle.
We'll bring them in when we get to that point.
Okay. Do you know their names?
Of course not.
Chad and Dad. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll get those names for you.
No, it's David and
something. So midway through the second season, a whole new group of 2 comes in.
Okay, a lot of things happen in this second season.
The first episode pretty much was them meeting each other and going on dates.
We also have not finished this season. We watched through episode 4.
Yeah. So the first challenge they did was they decided to put maple because they're in Canada. So they lathered themselves up. They got paired with a guy.
Wait, I got more questions. Is anybody Canadian?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. They got paired with a guy.
Oh, so the MILFs get paired with one of the young guys.
Yeah, and they started lathering
maple syrup
on each other to see, and then they had to put it into a small jug or something.
So this was a
jug. It was a challenge.
It was a challenge they did in order to win a date at the end of it, right? Like a one-on-one date with somebody.
Yeah. And what's her face one? The black girl.
Crystal.
Crystal won. Crystal and the first group.
Miles.
The first 2 dad and son period.
Or Christopher. Was it the tall guy with the green eyes or the
tall
shy
black guy with the green eyes?
That's Chris.
Chris and Crystal won.
Chris and Crystal. Okay.
They went on a date with Barbie. There's so many people. With Barbie and Jacob. So they paired out and went on a date together, and then what's her face? Christina and the party boy.
Okay.
Had a little romantic.
Joey
had a romantic get together.
Christine or Christina?
Christina.
You mean Christine?
Christina.
I thought it was Christine.
No, Christina was the one who booty he bit, the first booty he bit on the show.
Okay. Christina. Okay.
Yeah. So while Barbie and Crystal then were on their date, they asked the 2 boys who you guys really were attracted to, and they both said Barbie.
So that means Chris said it, who was with Crystal, and Jacob said it to Barbie as well.
And that's pretty much the 2 dudes who are fighting over Barbie right now.
Okay.
So yeah. So Crystal didn't like that shit.
Listen, Crystal's a black woman on a dating show, and the odds for her are not in her favor at all, unfortunately. And it turns out to be correct as the show progresses.
So then we flash to Christina and the party boy. Joey. And they're in a hot tub together. They're drinking.
That's not safe.
And he's like, I like to bite girls' asses.
Why?
And put my tongue in their booty hole. And she's like,
I don't think he said that part.
Why?
I don't think he said that last part.
Because it's a turn on. She's like, you know what? I'll try anything once.
She doesn't have a butt, though.
She gets up, bends over a little bit.
It's just her back.
And he bites her booty. She's like, oh, God, that turned me on a little.
Christina gives me I'm looking to be desired vibes. It feels like she didn't get really an opportunity to enjoy just being single. And now that she does have this opportunity, it was kind of forced on her, but she has this opportunity now. She's like, all right, I'm interested in the guys that are interested in me, basically.
So she thinks she has a connection with Joey. So
I like how you phrase that.
Yeah. But
I like how you phrase that. She thinks she has a connection with Joey.
Yeah.
Not her and Joey have a connection now. She thinks they got one.
Yeah, she thinks.
That's too funny.
Because Joey's doing whatever the hell he want to do.
That is so true.
Episode 2.
The dad's coming.
We get a twist. There's a Jeep that pulls up. And everybody gets out the Jeep. The dude's like, yo, and the guys go, that's my dad. They're like, oh, those old men are hot. And at that point, if I was on the show, I'd have got in the Jeep that my dad got out of and got in and just went home. Because at that point, I'm not kissing on or flirting with some female that my dad's flirting with. That's disgusting. Our penis would never enter the same shaft. The only same woman we're going to ever kiss in life is the woman that birthed me. And that's by default. We are not dating together. So immediately the guys are kind of uncomfortable with their dads being there. So I think their first challenge was it a dance or did they have to do the Kama Sutra thing. Was dance. So you had the old guys against the young guys, and they had a dance off. And I told her from the jump, I'm like, watch the old guys win the dance off. And guess what? The old guys win the dance off contest. They get their free time with the ladies, and they decide for the free time is like the Kama Sutra or something.
No, they don't get free time with the ladies at all. They get to go on a group date.
Oh, group date.
So it's all the older gentlemen with all of the women, and when they go on the group date, a fight breaks out between Crystal and what's her face?
Barbie.
Barbie feels that Crystal doesn't like her because she was a stripper. Crystal says she doesn't like Barbie because she thinks Barbie is an attention hoe.
Which she is. But Barbie is just stuck on, and she hates me because I'm a stripper. I think Barbie hates herself because she was a stripper.
She admits that she has a lot of conflicting feelings about being a former stripper because she was ashamed of it for a very long time. She says now she embraces it, but I don't think she does. I don't think she does.
And Crystal's like, I don't care that you're a stripper. I have friends that lick their own booty holes. I don't care.
She didn't say that at all. She did say, I have friends who have done far worse than be a stripper. But Barbie takes that as confirmation of her seeing being a stripper as low.
Who lick car tires for no reason.
But Crystal never tells Barbie what her actual problem is with her, which is that she feels like Barbie is just always trying to pull attention to herself a lot, which she does do. She does do that. But I also feel like part of Crystal's
hang up.
Yeah, with Barbie is the fact that Barbie is getting a lot of attention from these guys. I would definitely feel a way if the guy that I pulled thinking that I was going to have a connection with or pursue the rest of this little term with is like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally interested in Barbie. So they get into it at the little group date thing that they're doing. And it basically ends with Crystal being like, be hurting your feelings. I don't care. And Barbie doesn't like that as a response. And the drinks are flowing, so she's filling her drink, and it's getting real verbal, and she tries to throw a drink. Anthony manages to curb that. They end up going back to the house, and Barbie makes a decision to move out. Apparently, her and Crystal were sharing a room, but she's like, I have to leave. I have to move out, and she does. She decides to move out. Episode 3 is when they do the weird tantric yoga.
With the sons and...
It's just one son and dad. It's not a group. They also introduce a brand new person to the thing.
So they bring back Kelly, who was in season 1.
Kelly was a shit starter in season 1, apparently. She calls herself a disco mom. She says she's the mom that brings the fun. She is not subtle. She is very forward person and very, very aggressive. So
yeah, Jamie tells someone, oh, how you want to set it up?
Okay. Kelly comes on. We don't know why Kelly's here. Then we get the date. Because Kelly's brand new there, she gets to pick a father-son duo to have a date with. She chooses Anthony and Joey. Joey is mad uncomfortable. Anthony's like, it's whatever. I don't care. And they do tantric yoga, which is it can be a very intimate sexual process. And they're purposefully put in positions where it looks like a threesome, but it's father and son, and Joey cannot. He's so grossed out.
Don't do prism. That's the stance.
Kelly enjoys herself. She's really getting along with Anthony. She really likes Joey. She likes both of them. But we come to find out that Anthony's not really feeling Kelly like that.
Terrible.
And she gets pissed. So fast forward, we find out later, after the date that the father-son went on, Christine is feeling away because she liked Joey. And she thought her and Joey had a connection. But Joey's like, I got to keep my options open. There's all these ladies here. I want to get to know all of them. So he's like, I'm not really committing to just one person. And he doesn't talk to Christine at all when he comes back. And she feels away. So she goes back to her room. When she goes back to her room, her roommate Jamie comes in. And Jamie's checking on her. But then we find out it's really just a segue for Jamie to talk about how she feels conflicted because she actually has a boyfriend on the outside. When she initially applied to be on the show, she was single. But between applying on the show and actually getting onto the show, she got into a relationship. And it's why she hasn't really moved forward in the show so far. Christina's like, oh, well, you know what? I'm not the kind of person to talk out of turn. I'll keep this secret for you. And then she turns around and tells Lynette immediately. She tells Lynette that she just found out from Jamie that she has a boyfriend.
Instantly spills the beans.
Lynette's like, that's not fair to the rest of us. All of us are here single to try to really explore this and see if we can have lasting relationships with people. I don't think it's fair that she's representing herself as one thing and she's really not. And Christina's like, yeah, I feel really conflicted because what am I supposed to do with this information? And Lynette's like, I'm going to confront her. And Christina's like, I don't think you should because she'll know I told you. And Lynette's like, I'll do it in a way that she doesn't know that you told me. I'm like, I don't know what way that would be.
Exactly, because I'm the only one she told. So no matter what you say, it's going to be on me.
On
bitch.
Lynette's way to go confront Jamie, she runs into Kelly and Barbie and is like, this is what I just heard. And she tells them the whole thing about Jamie. Wrong people to tell because Kelly does not give a fuck. She's going to go talk. She's like, well, I'm going to go talk to her right now. And Lynette's like, well, maybe we should wait till after the date. And Kelly's like, no, we're doing it right now. So it's Lynette, Kelly, and Barbie walking up to Jamie's date. Jamie now is having like a standalone date with Anthony. It's impromptu. It's not one she won or anything. They're just talking. And they confront her. And it's Kelly being like, why are you lying? Why you got a boyfriend on the outside? You need to leave the house. Stop looking around. Look at me. And it's Anthony being like, yo, whoa, calm it down. What you doing?
Back up there.
You don't have to treat her
Sweet
like
cheeks.
this.
Back up, sweet cheeks.
But it's Lynette and Barbie also on the sides being like, well, we did hear this. We wanted some clarification. And it's Jamie going like, listen, get out of my face. I don't like people all up in my face like this. So take a step back. I do have a boyfriend. I don't feel like I was lying to anybody. But then we find out later she can't stay. She's like, well, I've got to go home. Now that all of that's out in the open, I've got to go home now. She packs up her stuff and she leaves. After she leaves, Callie's still going on a rant about Jamie. And Anthony is like quick to clock her. He's like, listen, she's gone. She's already humiliated. She's already feeling away.
She's gone. She's humiliated. Let's move on.
We don't have to keep running this into the ground. And Kelly gets mad at him, and she feels like he's choosing Jamie over her, even though she went on the date with Anthony. But Anthony's like, whatever. Anyway, so Jamie leaves. So now Kelly has taken Jamie's spot. On to episode 4. Do you remember?
No.
Episode 4 starts off with them doing some kind of mud wrestling.
Oh, so they pretty much pair up together, the guys against the
it's the dads versus the sons.
And
then the women versus the women.
The first pair was Crystal and
Lynette. But so what they're doing is they've got to try to reach a flag. They got to get into this little mud pit and then try to get to the end of that mud pit to get a flag. The person who grabs their flag is the one who doesn't have to tell a dirty secret. But if you don't get your flag, then you have to reveal your dirty secret.
So Lynette wins because Crystal doesn't want to get her hair wet.
Basically.
And Crystal's little dirty secret is that she told her ex-boyfriend that her friend got mugged
so she could borrow the car.
So he could borrow his car to go to another man's house.
Yes.
She gave him some top. He
okay. Yep. Next person.
Between some he skied between the boobs.
We see a lot of people go. It does look like if you choose the right side, you're going to automatically win. While we're watching it, the secrets aren't that dirty. I was in the Mile High Club. I had sex with 5 people.
The Mile High Club was Kelly.
I have sex with 5 people. There's 2 Kellys. There's Vietnamese Kelly.
There's
blonde Kelly.
There's a Vietnamese Kelly.
I had sex with 5 people. I had sex with 35 people. Real. Oh, and somebody had dirty fantasies about a nun.
Oh, and White Kelly had sex in a tree, apparently.
Whatever. Yeah. Then they move on. Who won it? I think Ashley won it.
The person that got the flag the quickest.
Who won the overall game? They gave a winner for the overall game.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I think it was
Yep, silence.
Yeah, I don't remember. Because the net one was pretty fast, but the way they showed it, it seemed was slow.
I'm trying to figure out who got the date. Somebody got a date at the end of that.
I don't remember who got the date.
Yep. Okay. So anywho, as the show progresses, we find out Christine is going to move on from her crush on Joey. She's going to explore things with Darren's son, whose name I now can't remember. Let me look it up again. What's his name? Oh no, he's at the end. Sam. She decides to move on with Sam. Sam is the guy who's like he's fiercely independent. He's got an entrepreneurial spirit. Yada yada yada. And he says that for him, Christine's the hottest woman in the house, and he was interested in her at first, but she seemed to only have eyes for Joey. But now he sees his window, so he wants to get in there. Their date is awkward. She comes out in a full S&M outfit. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah.
And he's in a suit, so I'm like, okay, this is where we're going with this.
They make out. And now she's trying to use him to get Joey's attention, I'm assuming.
She says she's not.
But that's what she's doing.
She says she's just interested in how mature he is.
Meanwhile, Barbie has
a wandering eye.
So what's the
Chris? Barbie decides to make a move on Chris. Chris was the other guy that liked Barbie outside of Jacob. Her and Jacob have been going fine, but she just decides she needs to also talk to Chris. She's like, I didn't know that Chris had these feelings towards me. Apparently he was dropping all these hints. And now we have a connection. We've bonded. But then they show them at the beach, and she doesn't want to touch the dude. He's like trying to joke with her and hug on her, and she's not reactive. So it's like, what are you doing? What's going on? For someone who's keeping all these options open. Jacob feels away because for Jacob, he pursues people like one-on-one. He is not comfortable dating multiple people at the same time.
Don't know why he came on the show, but sure.
He's not comfortable dating multiple people at the same time. And you see him talking to his dad about it, where he's just like, yeah, I really like her. I don't know what's going on.
His dad's like, stop crying.
His dad is like, put your best foot forward. Make your intentions clear. They blame their Englishness for there being any kind of miscommunication.
Sure.
And then later, when Jacob has a conversation with Barbie,
she doesn't know English.
He pulls her aside. She says exactly that. She says that, you know, I'm super into you, and I felt like it was just me putting the effort in to show that I was attracted. I wasn't getting anything back. And I'm like, are we watching the same show? Because I don't know that is accurate, but whatever.
That's the excuse all women use.
Oh, gosh.
When a dude likes them and they pretend like they don't know because they're too busy trying to get other eyes too.
I don't know. Anyway, it feels like Barbie doesn't know what she's doing. But anyway.
You not telling me that Jacob didn't make it known that he only liked her?
Yeah, he absolutely did.
Okay, then for her to pretend like she didn't see it or didn't notice it.
I'm just saying you can't blame all women. Barbie definitely doesn't know what she wants to do.
Okay.
Anywho,
I'm sorry. That's the fallback excuse for everyone.
Oh Lord. Anyway, Jacob again makes it clear that he's very much interested in her, and he wants to pursue something with her, and she just says okay.
Harry Potter.
Because she's going to keep Chris in her back pocket, and then we get the two newcomers. Which is David and his nephew, somebody.
Shake and bake.
Christian, maybe? Another Chris?
Colt.
Doesn't matter. White guy
Conrad.
1 and white guy 2. Connor. David and Connor.
See, I was right.
So they're from Texas. David's in big oil. He got money. He got money.
My name's Connor.
Connor is his nephew. He says David's basically a father figure to Connor, which is very ambiguous.
What happened to his dad?
Where's his dad?
I think his dad's probably died.
The other thing that's weird is that he's like, we're best friends. We constantly party together. I'm like, that's interesting. Okay.
Maybe I don't like my family because I would never party.
Did you see the pictures that they had of them at these so-called parties?
Yes.
They're both with about the same age girls.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
It'd be like you and your Uncle William being like, yeah, we go out and get girls together.
That would never happen.
I'm just saying. That's what they were saying. So the new guys come. They come in on jet skis, and the guys are livid. The boys are livid. The older gentlemen are just like, but the younger guys are like, no, not today. Now who do they think they are? We'll see we left it at that. We don't know what dates these guys are going to choose and how they're going to move forward in this. We're going to wait to see.
And that's pretty much MILF Manor 2.
Episodes 1 through 4.
Episodes 1 through 4.
Okay.
What else is on the agenda? We got one more, right?
What did you think of MILF Manor, Calvin?
What I think of MILF Manor? I think it's a cool
I feel like if the concept was slightly different, I'd be all for it. but the way that it's set up, it feels like they just want to switch the gender dynamics. They just want to see what it's like for women to date as men, is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like they genuinely want to see how women of a certain age are navigating their romantic lives at all.
I think they need to do better with the twist.
What would be the better twist? The first one was we're dating each other's sons. The second one is dads. What would be a better twist?
Well, I think I don't know. I think it's something's
grandfathers.
No, I think something's missing. I don't know what it is. Something's missing. Because the twist should have been like, what the but it was still like, what the.
So they got a lot of backlash on the first season by having them date each other's sons.
Because that twist was insane.
Because it was mad gross. It was morally gray.
It was insane.
So what would be a bigger twist, though?
I don't know. I'm not saying the father-son twist.
I thought the father twist was
no, the
piece
twist,
de resistance.
The twist was good. I just think they didn't pick the right sons and fathers.
You feel the casting was wrong?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're too friendly with each other.
I think
to make a good show, you need father and sons who are really competitive. And you don't get that. They're like, go, you're good, son. Go ahead.
Why would you want them to be super competitive, though?
Because it makes for a better show.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it?
You know how these shows work. The messier, the better.
But, okay, yes, but we're dealing with older women. So the demographic is not young people. The demographic is older people.
I thought when those old men came, they had no shot.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I didn't think so. Because
I said to myself, watch these same women who say they want younger men end up getting with these young.
You keep saying that. All these women said was they were open to younger men. That's all they said. They said they were open to dating younger men. That's it. They didn't say outside the Vietnamese lady, they didn't say they specifically wanted just young men.
They got better bodies. They got more energy.
But I feel like, in my opinion, they should have focused more on the dynamic of why they feel that way. Because there's a certain age for women where their desirability just falls off for a certain age of men.
That's 30.
Okay, but just falls off for a certain age of men. And they could have focused on that. Like, it came to a point where these women have to be trapped in a home with men who are age appropriate to them for them to find somebody. Like, that's what I felt they should have focused on, was that it took that extreme for them to meet eligible men who were of their same age. Because out in the streets, those guys weren't giving them two looks at all because they're looking for younger. And these are women who are in their mid-40s to late 50s. I feel like that should have been the focus of the show. But instead, it just feels gimmicky.
I just want more drama. That's all.
I don't know what more drama you think it should be.
I want these old biddies pulling each other hair out.
Why?
Call each other bitches.
Why?
You big titty bitch.
I was hoping they would find, like, genuine relationships.
You don't nipple big titty haven't had, bitch.
That doesn't make sense.
Big titty, no nipple?
That doesn't make sense.
You never seen a big titty with no nipples?
No. A Barbie doll?
I've seen big titties.
A Barbie doll?
I've seen long titties.
What's that got to do with MILF Manor?
They got a lot of big titty, long nipple having
you
females
are
on there.
wandering, and then later you're going to be like, we need to be better focused. That's what's going to happen.
Sure.
You got anything else to add for MILF Manor?
Nope.
So you move on to the next show? Love in Paradise.
Love in Paradise.
You remember Love in Paradise?
So we were start with Adriana and what's that girl name?
Alex is the girl.
Alex.
Adriano is the guy.
So basically they finally break up. He still wanted his threesome. She still said no. They finally realize it's not gonna work. He comes over, brings the rest of her stuff, takes her to their train. They say their farewells, adieus, and that's pretty much it.
Alex says she comes to the realization that her life is not a movie, and she keeps hoping for it to be a movie, and then she needs to be more realistic, which, yes, is correct. That's absolutely true. And they do. They finally break up. Who else breaks up? Somebody else breaks up. Kyle and Anika.
So Kyle said, I'm not going to stop skeeting all over the world.
It got weird. So she broke up with him in the episode prior. Then we catch up with them, and it's Kyle wanting to speak with Anika one more time. But all he does is blame her again for having sex with an ex-boyfriend. So
He's like,
doesn't make sense.
Thank you for coming. She's like, yeah, well, Kyle, you slept with your boyfriend, didn't you?
So it can't be mine. And she's like, what?
The baby's not mine. First of all, I'm not pregnant. But
sick? What?
Why? Why are we doing this?
She's like, Kyle, if I was gonna be in a meaningful relationship with you, I'd want you to stop donating. And he's like, instead of him saying, no, it's my life, he goes, what about your boyfriend?
You're dismissed.
And he's like, well, I wanted it to end nicely. And I'm like, how? How would you? How would it end nicely when you came in guns a-blazing? So she gets up and she finally finds some self-respect and leaves. And we end it with her playing with her son.
Let's find a car. What's for the train? Let's find the train.
You want to do Sean and Aaliyah, or you want to do Luke and Madeline?
Sean and Aaliyah are still going to try to make this thing work, even though Sean really doesn't want to be in a relationship with a bitch.
Sean doesn't want to be in a relationship where he has to change his behavior at all. He wants the relationship that he had exactly before Aaliyah finally embraced her womanhood. That's what he wants exactly. He wants a partner who barely said anything and just let him do whatever he wanted.
Aaliyah wants to take some of the fat from his stomach and put her in her booty.
She doesn't have much fat in her stomach, though.
Exactly.
So I don't know how much you think she's going to get into her booty.
I don't know what's going to happen. He's going to make a miracle.
I guess.
He's going to get blood from a turnip.
She also wanted her brow line shaved because she has a prominent brow bone. But I did like that the plastic surgeon was like, that is a very risky procedure. It's a very heavy, risky procedure. But what we could do instead is some Botox. So basically, because her brow bone kind of juts out, they would put Botox in her forehead to kind of even out the layering so that she doesn't have as prominent a brow bone.
And that's pretty much.
And then she said she wanted to talk about feminizing features on her face at some point. But Sean's over here like, I don't know about her changing all this, all of these things to be more feminine. What if I'm not attracted to her anymore? Sean, it's not about you. And it's about Aaliyah. But they decide to stay together. So there's that.
Whatever.
And they're going to move forward with the engagement. So, great.
The engagement?
He also never gave her a solid answer as to whether or not he's going to cut out that best friend that he's sleeping with regularly. So, great. Luke and Madeline, infuriating couple continues.
So, Madeline says, I will sign the prenup. Look.
She looks so defeated.
That's what you want me to do.
So defeated. They just got off their fight about her maybe sleeping half naked with some dude. Rumor situation where he's like, I felt disgraced. You need to apologize to me. And she does it. She apologizes to him.
Yeah,
and he's like, thank you. That's what you needed to do.
She
he's like,
kind of does. I'm sorry.
Great.
So she's like, I'll only sign the prenup if you come back within
She doesn't tell him
month.
This. He also demands that she has to sign the prenup or he's not going to marry her. So she's like, fine, whatever. But then he tells her he has to leave. So she's like, when you come? Because he was supposed to come back to stay at that point. But, he lost his job. So he's got to do whatever, blah, blah, blahs. So she's like, when are you coming back then? And he's like, next month. And she's like, okay. She tells the camera, if he doesn't come back the way he's saying he's going to come back, I'm not signing that prenup. He can eat it. So.
He can suck my long titty.
And that's basically where they end it. They're still engaged. He's still got a gazillion businesses. He's still dating a teenager.
Suck the back of my heel. Luke.
Infuriating couple. And that's really it.
That's pretty much Love in Paradise.
Mm-hmm. Any shows you were watching on the sides?
Well, all my shows, all my doctor shows are done. I guess they're not doing. I started watching Mrs. Pimple Popper again.
Mm-hmm.
There's one I wanted.
Are you still watching the calf guy who does the hooves on YouTube?
No, I haven't watched one of those in a minute. There's one There's a Sprinter one on Netflix.
Oh, a Sprinter series?
Yeah, and there's another series with the wide receivers from the NFL I might watch.
Okay.
But it's nothing that's really catching my eye.
Well,
I try to watch some
a lot
stuff
of
that people say to watch.
You should watch Game of Thrones with me. So that's something that's out. I haven't watched it, though. House of Targaryen. I haven't watched it. We should watch that. House of the Dragon is what it's called. We should watch that. The Boys. I think you'd like The Boys.
No.
I'm enjoying The Boys.
I'm watching it vicariously through you, and
It's a good show. I like the political discourse that it taps into. There's a lot of things it does to kind of like satirize and basically like puppet what we see in our action in actual policy. It's a fascinating take to me on what it would be like to fully commercialize being a superhero and just how far they can go with it because people don't care. So fascinating. So I'm watching those, and of course, Drag Race, All Stars.
Okay.
Copy.
What?
Have you been watching Dining in Dungeon? That's the anime.
No. I gotta catch up on that.
Mm.
There's another one. It's like a golf anime thing.
Golf?
Yeah.
They'll make an anime about any sport.
Yeah. There's a bicycling anime.
If they
too.
make an anime about mud racing, you tell me.
There's an anime for cycling too.
That's interesting. That's it. That's all we got.
I gotta go faster.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for listening to We Like That podcast.
So we like that.
Go ahead and click that subscribe button. You know you want to. And rate us 5 stars. I'm Javon.
I'm Calvin.
Later, people.
And we're out.